I get asked, what is Splunk? And I can tell you what Splunk tells people, which is it's a unified security and observability platform. That definition isn't great though. I think it leaves you with more questions. I like to approach an explanation by first anchoring the question and answer discussion to a problem. So, what problem does Splunk solve? I'll use a common example. As you probably know, servers and network devices like firewalls, they create a ton of log data. For an admin to investigate an incident, they would need to go to collect and view the data from all of the involved devices. That means logging into each server, collecting logs from each logging location, then logging out and repeating that over and over. This is painful, time-consuming, and prone to error. That's the problem. Splunk solves this problem by collecting all of that data in a centralized location. Instead of going server to server, log to log, the admin would instead log into Splunk and search across all of the data once to find what they're looking for. So what is Splunk? First, let's agree that Splunk is the company and Splunk Enterprise is the software that most people simply call Splunk. Splunk is software that captures data, processes it, then stores it so you can easily search it. The capture, process, store, and search portion of that sentence could probably have a book written about each of those words, but in a nutshell, that's what Splunk does. Splunk can also be a SaaS solution run out of the cloud and managed by Splunk. Splunk can also be a self-managed solution that you run out of your on-premises infrastructure or your choice of any public cloud service provider. Splunk says it can accept all types of structured and unstructured machine data. Machine data is how Splunk refers to anything producing events, logs, or data. This includes your bread and butter machines like Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. This also includes the applications that are going to be running on those systems, as well as switches, routers, load balancers, and firewalls, and whatever other network device you can think of. This list doesn't end there though. It includes streaming data, data from cloud providers, data from OT and ICS, data from e-commerce applications, and just about anything else. When installed on premises or in a customer-managed cloud, Splunk Enterprise has two license models. The first is called Daily Indexing Volume, aka the license that counts how much data goes into your Splunk instance in a 24-hour period. These are sold as an upper limit, 20 gigabytes to start, going up into multiple terabytes. It's important to remember this license only cares about how much data is sent into Splunk, not how much data it has received overall, how large the Splunk deployment is, how many endpoints there are, or how many operators are using Splunk. It only cares about that 24-hour ingestion number. The second license model is based on virtual CPUs or vCPUs. Unlike the daily indexing volume model, a customer with this license can send in an unlimited quantity of data to Splunk. This license only looks at the number of vCPU assigned to the Splunk infrastructure and puts a hard limit on how much processing can be performed via the CPU limit. While this sounds better, it's usually so expensive it's cost prohibitive, and most people will go with the daily indexing volume license type instead. Splunk Cloud uses either daily indexing volume as mentioned above, or something called Splunk Virtual Compute, or SCV. Splunk Virtual Compute is like a unit of measure. If someone buys an SVC, they are buying a guaranteed quantity of Splunk processing power in the cloud. Most people that go with Splunk Cloud, however, again, choose the daily indexing volume license type. Splunk is all about data, and this is a lot of data. Even the smallest license, 20 gigs, will have a ton of data after a few months. For this reason, Splunk is really good at bringing data in, processing it, and storing it. The storage of data in Splunk is handled by indexers. If you want to learn more about indexers, then check out this video right here.